All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:25 on Tuesday evening. I am about to introduce senior official Robert Wells. They do have paperwork signed for the title match coming up December 10th. Mr. Robert Wells, if you'll come in, sir. And then we also have the heavyweight champ and his manager, J.J. Hart, Mr. Mike Gunner. We also have officials Mark Lynn, talent relations, Kerry Graham, and we have the challenger, Nobe Bryant. If I could, I'm going to turn this over for just a minute to Mr. Robert Wells.
Thank you, Mr. O'Sullivan. Gentlemen, you were at the KOS offices earlier this week signing the necessary paperwork for this championship match to be held December 10th in Sherman, Texas. And I will be officiating that match, a senior official here at KOS. And we are going to have a good, clean match, and we will have an undisputed heavyweight champion in this organization.
And now we're going to hear just a moment from the challenger, Nobe Bryant. He's going to say a few words about the match that we've signed for the December 10th.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am the real deal Nobe Bryant, the challenger for the King of Sports Championship. The contract has been signed. On December 10th, I will challenge this man right here, Mike Gunner, for the richest prize in the state of Texas, the King of Sports Championship. Everyone knows how much this man and I don't like each other. As I stand here right now, it's taking everything inside of me not to reach over and grab this man by his throat and squeeze his throat so tight till his big blue eyes pop. I still think about what happened to me in Leonard, Texas. You, Mike Gunner, a so-called champion, won the King of Sports Championship by taking a rope and putting it around my neck and hanging me out to dry. I still replay it in my head over and over. And I ask myself, the next time I step into the ring with this man, what would I do? Should I get payback? Should I take a rope and do him like he did me? Or should I just out-wrestle him and take what's most important to him, and that's the King of Sports Championship? December 10th in Sherman, Texas, the war to settle the score. Mike Gunner, I promise you, you're going to get the absolute best of Nobe Bryant. And you, my friend, on that night, in front of the whole town of Sherman, Texas, including my family who will be sitting on front row, you're going down. 1, 2, 3. Any questions?
This question goes out to Nobe Bryant. At Leonard, Texas, last spring, you were literally choked out with the rope. How do you plan to overcome this psychologically?
That's a tough question. I must keep my head up. I must stay strong. I must continue to be a great father, a great husband, and a great performer for all my fans here at King of Sports.
Nobe, we're going to give Mr. Gunner just a moment to speak as well, sir. Now we're going to hear just from a moment from the champ, Mike Gunner, and I believe his manager is going to accompany him to the podium.
Good afternoon. First thing I'd like to say, Robert Wells, you talked about December 10th. We will have an undisputed King of Sports heavyweight champion. You've already got an undisputed King of Sports heavyweight champion, and the people need to remember that. 8 long months, I've been the King of Sports regional heavyweight champion. You know, at the last event, some things culminated and created the situation that we have today. You see, Nobe, we saw a little different side of Nobe Bryant. It wasn't Mike Gunner chasing Nobe Bryant. It wasn't me pursuing Nobe Bryant. It was the other way around. Nobe, something finally fired up. We finally got under his skin. And when we got under his skin, all of a sudden you saw a different side of him. It's all up here. That's where we started, and that's where we'll finish. You know, Nobe Bryant, there's a lot to Nobe Bryant. He's done a lot of talking. He's done a lot of promising. And at the last event, he showed the people that he is exactly what they say he is. He is a top-notch athlete, and he is one of the greatest wrestlers in the state and in the region. But you see, Nobe, you can go around and you can convince the people that you're the man to beat. And you can convince the people that you're going to walk in the coming year as King of Sports heavyweight champion. But there's only one person that you've got to convince, and that's Mike Gunner. And Mike Gunner is a very hard person to convince. Any questions?
This question's for you, Gunner. Last August, your shoulders were pinned down for the only time in King of Sports Wrestling. It was by the Nobe Bryant. How do you plan to stop this again?
You know, I've watched that clip over and over and over again. Probably the best way to answer that is I'm going to make sure that I've got my wrestling attire on. I'm not coming out in a sport coat and a button-down shirt and dress shoes. You see, anybody can catch somebody off guard when they least expect it. I was walking away from the ring, and he got in my head for a minute. And I did something that I don't normally do, and that's I took a chance. You see, Mike Gunner doesn't take a whole lot of chances. I've always got a plan, and I've always prepared an outcome before anybody ever knows what it's going to be. So I guess the simplest answer to that is this is going to be face-to-face. It's not going to be calling somebody into the ring before their match or after their match or in dress clothes or in street clothes when you're ready to go. So preparation is key, and that's going to be the difference maker.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. Let me tell you something. When this is all said and done, I am going to embarrass you to the point that your wife and kids that you're saying is going to sit on the front row, they will never look at you the same way again.
Come on, Mr. Hart, control your man.
Your own family will be
You're
disgraced.
lucky that you have that belt right now. You want a lot of all these people I'm talking about, oh, I called you into the ring. I did call you into the ring. I said I can beat you in 2 minutes. And guess what, Mike? The proof is in the pudding. I'll beat you in 2 minutes. But hey, the match wasn't sanctioned, wasn't it? There was no ref, no one signed contracts or anything, but I beat you in 2 minutes. Really? What do you think is going to happen in Sherman, Texas, huh? The exact same thing, Mike. I'm going to beat you for that title and leave you with nothing. You understand me? Nothing. Everybody know you're trash, bro. You're trash. That's what you are. You should be locked up. You're an animal. You took a rope and put it around my neck. Tried the same thing with Dante. What are you thinking, huh? You will do anything to keep that belt around your waist. You and the Hart International. Y'all love that title so much when y'all will stoop so low to end someone's career. Take food off my table? Nah, that's not gonna happen, man. You look at me when I'm talking to you. I meant what I said earlier. I just wanna grab you by your throat, but I can't. If I do that, the match will be off because you know what? December 10th, Mike, when you and I step in that ring, no one's gonna save you, Mike. Not the ref, not Hart International, no one. It's just you and I, man to man, eye to eye, face to face. The question I have for you, what you gonna do, Mike? Please tell me. Tell everybody who's watching, what are you going to do?
I'm going to do exactly what Mike Gunner does best, and that's walk away the King of Sports Regional Heavyweight Champion.
We're going to find out, huh? Oh, yeah, December 10th, Sherman, Texas.
I think this.
Sherman, Texas.
It's starting to get a little.
This is over. I think this. I think this press conference is over.
One last thing, Nobe, you were offered this position at Hart International, but it was so important to you for all these little kids to clap for you, cheer you on. All these fans are more important than wearing gold. One day you might man up and understand. You got to knock people out. This is your last chance. This is it.
I think the press conference is ending now, ladies and gentlemen. December 10th, the contract has been signed. Mike Gunner, Nobe Bryant, heavyweight championship match, Sherman, Texas.